Blue Zone Gathering. Is it worth it? Is it something that's going to make you millions of silver like some people claim? Or is it something that you should do and get your spec up at the moment and then move on to Yellow Zone and Black Zone as soon as possible? Well, let's find out. So what we're going to be looking at is the average gatherer, the average Albion player's experience, right? So not the brandest of new players and not the highest of spec players. We're going to be looking at the average person, what you or what me may experience. And when I say me, here's my spec in tier 4. 16 fiber, 20 ore, 28 skinning, 17 wood, and 11 stone. So I by no means have high tier 4 spec. So we're out here and we're going to find out if you can actually get a million or more silver in an hour from tier 5 gathering, or from blue zone gathering, I should say. Now we are out in a blue zone. We're in Sand Dust Cleft, which is a tier 5 blue zone. So we're getting tier 4 and tier 5 materials, focusing on skinning. And one of the most common and obvious pieces of advice I've been told is to use Avalonian tools. Now, Avalonian tools are, it says 1.52 million. It costs 2 million to buy this. I bought this skinning knife for 2 million. I'm also using a pie and an All Hallows treat to just boost my fame while I'm out here. Now, as you can see, we are also using a full skinning set. So obviously, all skinning is going to be crazy boosted. But we want to make as much money as possible in this session, right? So let's see if Avalonian skinning knife, if full skinning gear, tier 8 other tools can get us over 1 million in blue zone. Now we're also getting tier 5, so I will show my tier 5 spec as well. So I am 39 fiber, 37 ore, 36 skinning, 33 wood, and 22 stone. Now, wood and stone don't matter because we're just staying in the Bridgewatch, the desert areas. So we're mostly looking at ore, hide, fiber. Now, one thing you want to keep an eye on when you're out in the blue zone is the population. Down here, you can see exactly how many people are in any given zone. Out here, we clearly have 6 other people. So that's 6 people competing for all these resources. Not much, but not every zone is going to be like that. And since I'm going into this pretty skeptical, another thing I will point out is if you can, as you know, I've been told, make so much money in the blue zone, why are so few people doing it? This is the highest blue zone that you could get, tier 5. Enchanted mists out here don't really matter when it comes to gathering. It doesn't really boost their resources. I mean, yeah, you can get tier 6 and some higher tier yellow zone mists, but it's mostly for fishing, from what I hear, and we're not fishing. Now with Blue Zone, we don't have to stay near the edge, so I am going to start moving away from the edge. Let me ask you guys, and let me know in the comments below, do you Blue Zone gather? Do you gather in the safe zone? And if you do, what do you prioritize? Do you go for tier 4 and tier 5 flats? Do you run around the entire map only looking for enchanteds? Let me know. Because strategy, pathing, the mentality of the gatherer is just as important as the tier of the resources you gather or the tools that you use. Now, another thing that makes me skeptical about Blue Zone is its low enchant rate. As you can see, this zone only has a 6% chance to enchant materials. And if you hover over it, it actually gives you the breakdown. 5% chance for 4.1, 1% chance for 4.2, a 0.2% chance for 4.3, and then the same thing, 5 for 5.1, 1 for 5.2, 0.2 for 5.3. Now, obviously, 5.3, very rare, right? 4.3, very rare. As they should be. Crazy high value as 0.3 materials. But just a 1% chance for 5.2, 4.2. Only a 5% chance for any 0.1s. Statistically, those aren't good odds. So, as a Blue Zone gatherer, you're out here. You're going to 95% of the time be relying entirely on flat materials. Now look at our luck right here. This is probably in the entire zone's worth of blue in this one spot. I'd love to blame the server lag, but honestly, that was me just not seeing that that stag was still fighting me. Again, let me know in the comments below. Do I gather these T4 flats? Is that how I make my money out here? Or do I pass them up, and do I only look for enchanteds? Now, I'm going to keep gathering tier 5 flats, because gotta get something somehow. While I look forward to y'all's answers in the comments, I've made the decision I'm going to gather flat 4 skin because I have the Avalonian knife and I'm wearing the gear for it. Now, just because this is blue zone doesn't mean we got to be friendly to people. This is still a competition. They're my resources, not his. Seems like 5 flat skin is carrying this run. Seems like that is going to carry the value here. get this stag in on this. Now, one thing I will give Blue Zone is its mob density. We're able to get these huge clusters. So we got a baby cub out of that. 26,000 on top. So we're about halfway through this run right now. We're about to run out of our first pie and our first All Hallows treat. So don't forget to like this video and click the subscribe button down below for more content like this. And again, let me know in the comments. What do you think? What are your opinions on Blue Zone Gathering? People out here are quick. They got the treasure. Of course, who knows how long it was actually up before I even noticed it. Tier 5 skin definitely carrying value. 610 tier 4 skin doesn't even scratch 50,000. So what we're going to do, we're going to deprioritize. We're going to deprioritize tier 4 skin. We're going to eat the other treat. Eat our second pie, of course. But tier 4 skin seems not worth it. We're also looking at 242 tier 5 flower. Barely 83,000. 93 tier 5 ore. 32,000. Seems like better value off of the ore. I said I'm going to deprioritize T4 skin, and then immediately forgot that I was going to deprioritize T4 skin. Let's swoop around, go get that 4-1 though. Is there a secret little spot where all the good stuff's at? Oh, can I grab this extra one? All 4. Let's see. Almost 300,000. Okay. 35,000. And almost 100,000. 50, 9, 16, 8, 39. Not even 1,000. 35, 6, 2, 2, and then, of course, the 26,000. Let's loop around the back here. Let that guy do his thing. So he swept through the back, and he only got skin. Left all the other tier 5 resources alone. Is that the strat, or did he miss out? Ooh, let's see if we can get his buddies. 2's company, but 3's a party. I really don't like when they split up from my nice little cluster that I've grouped them all into. And now we're back out the other side, so we will loop around and then we'll check out this quadrant of the map. Haven't been out there yet. And we still have about roughly a third of our pie left. Now, I suppose something that you may need to keep an eye on out in the blue zone is your carry capacity, because we are simply getting so much undervalued volume of materials. We are at 72% carry capacity right now with a pie on. But I'll tell you guys what. So let me know if you want to see this. Comment 100 in the comments below. If we can hit 1 million from this blue zone run, A, I will stand corrected. And B, after we reach 100 million silver stockpiled in our lethal gathering stockpile in Brazilian, we will do a 100-hour gathering series of only safe zone gathering. If you want to see a 100-hour series of only safe zone gathering, comment 100 in the comments down below. Oh, let's see if I can get this one interested in this party. Nope. Can't get all of them. But let's pull him over here. Might as well get this. I mean, it's free. Don't have to fight anything for it. just in time. We got about a minute left on our pie. We're going to loop back to the entrance. Well, I'm actually not right outside the city, so we're going to run back to Bridgewatch. So that way we can see just how much we made in the 2 pies worth, or 1 hour. A little over an hour, because there was that window of time where I didn't have a pie on for like a couple minutes. But also stay tuned for key takeaways. I will be breaking down just what I took away from this hour-long gathering session. So our pie faded off. We are overloaded. I'll pop another one just to not be over encumbered. Let's get back to the city. Well, looks like I went the wrong way. Turn around real quick. Alright, so before we get into key takeaways, let's first see exactly how much we made. So let's take away the tools. We made 929,000. Okay, so pretty decent. I'm gonna say pretty decent. That was with a normal pickaxe, normal sickle, and Avalonian skinning knife. So let's launch into some key takeaways. So first and foremost, is it possible to get 1 million in an hour blue zone gathering? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it is absolutely possible. Is it worth it is the next question, and I'm gonna say no. Now let me explain. Before you flame me in the comments, let me explain why the answer is no. Let's take a look at what made us the most money. Tier 5 skin. We got 1,009 of it, and it made us, let's see, 468 plus, we'll just say 4. So 468, that's 472. 472,000. Over half came just from the tier 5 skin, and then 199 of the titanium ore, less than 70,000. 466 is 161. So the tier 5 materials clearly carried. You get 44,000 out of 5-1. So basically, unless you're 4-2, unless you're 5 flat skin, or unless you're 5-1, you're not bringing in any value. 11 of these, 2,500. 45 of these, 8.2 thousand. Unless you're an enchanted 5 or your skin, it's not bringing in value. So in order for you to make profit in the blue zone, you have to go to tier 5 zones, at least. Now, the argument can be made, well, what about yellow zones? And yellow zones, sure. I absolutely think with tier 6, you can make money in yellow zones. But again, you're going to need certain things. You're going to need a full gathering set, and you're going to need Avalonian tools. You're definitely going to need Avalonian tools for it to become profitable. But question next I want to pose to you is, if we need a tier 6 or a tier 5 zone, where tier 5 is the top end of the range and tier 6 is the top end of the range with lower enchant rates out here, why would we not just go to a zone out here? All right, let's just pick Bridgewatch Portal. Why would we not go to a zone out here where we can go to a tier 6 zone? So, same thing out here, right? 11%, 11%. But keep in mind, this is because it's off season, so nobody's juicing up their territories. Usually, these are 15, 16, 17, 20 plus in the deep roads. But we're not to deep black zone. 18 out here for tier 7 materials. So why would you not go to a zone where what you're looking for is the low end? If we want tier 5 stuff, all right, let's just hypothetically say we want tier 5, tier 6, and maybe even some tier 7 skin. Why would you not go where that's the only stuff you can find? Why would you go to a zone where 2/3 of the materials you're finding out here are completely worthless? So, can you make $1 million in an hour in Blue Zone? Sure. Yes, you can. Is it worth it? In my opinion, absolutely not. Another key takeaway, carry weight. Unless you're investing in like some top of the line mounts, or you're running out there with a bear or an ox, which are honestly not great gathering mounts. They're so slow. They take up so much time. So unless you're running out there with something with crazy carry weight, like a mammoth, right? That one just came inside. Or a grizzly bear. You're going to be suffering from eventually a diminishing return of carry weight. Another key takeaway is, I would say, honestly, that's all I've got. That's my key takeaways right there. Those two, carry weight, and honestly, why not just go for zones where higher enchant rate and you can get more of what you want. Now, if I were to make a suggestion, if I were to suggest to brand new players or players looking to develop their gathering, don't just stop in Blue Zone. Clearly, Blue Zone has its merits. Yellow Zone will have its merits. Do not just stop in Blue Zone. Start in Blue Zone, and then go to the Roads of Avalon. If what you need to make profit is volume, why would you waste so much time, an hour, just to make less than $1 million, just to make, what, 1.5 million? Why would you waste an hour when you could just go into the roads from any... Well, apparently not any. That one didn't have it. And that's... I don't think you can see roads portals if you're not in them. Okay, so I'm not in a zone. Can't see roads portals in the zones that you're not in. But you could basically go into a road from any open world zone, right? And every time you go in from a blue zone or yellow zone, it takes you to a T4 roads portal. And T4 roads portal has T4, T5 aspects. T4 aspect has like 300, I want to say 396. That number might not be accurate, but I want to say it's 396. 396 ticks on one aspect. Most zones have more than one aspect. So you're getting more than 396 ticks. You get your spec up, it's going to be over 500 ticks eventually. That's what I'm getting at the spec level I'm at right now. Over 500 ticks of resource. You find it enchanted, a 4-1. You get really lucky, 4-2, or you get beyond lucky, a 4-3. Over 396 ticks of 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. Just from one thing. And then let's talk about tier 5 aspects. That has over 100 ticks on it. And if what we want is this level of volume, getting 100 ticks is going to be way quicker, or getting full stack is going to be way quicker when you're attacking mobs with over 100 ticks. So those are my key takeaways. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you got out of this gathering session. This is not part of our stockpile. I'm going to go throw all of this onto the market right now. But again, let me know in the comments down below what you got out of it. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Don't forget, comment 100 down below if you want to see me do a 100-hour series of only safe zone gathering. If you want to see if I can prove myself wrong at higher spec. And that's another key takeaway. Thanks for reminding me. You need spec. This was only possible because I didn't even have good tier 4 spec, but we don't care about tier 4 because tier 5 was where it is. 40, 38, 38, and we don't care about these two. So almost halfway through the spec tree made this possible. So another defining point of is this worth it, and the answer being no. You need spec to get any value out of this. You're not going to go in with 2 spec in skinning. You're not going to go in with 5 spec in fiber gathering or 10 spec in skinning and get the same value. You need high level spec. And the best place to get spec for tier 4 and tier 5, once again, is going to be the Roads of Avalon. Why is it going to be the Roads of Avalon? Because of the volume that you can get there. Again, if you find just a 4.1 enchanted aspect, let's just say 4.1 cat, you're getting over 400, we'll just round up, over 400 ticks of 4.1. In this run, we got 45 in an hour in a tier 5 zone. 45. Would you rather have 45 giving you a spec or over 400? The answer is simple. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like this video, hype it up if you're watching on mobile, and subscribe to the channel.